Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, it's Cynicalex, and today we got the September update key art. So I'm going to be reacting to it, I'm going to be talking a little bit about it. There aren't going to be necessarily spoilers for Shang-Chi. I know it's still very new and it's only come out very recently, but I do want to highlight something that the community has talked a lot about. And if you've seen the trailers, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you're avoiding the trailers completely and you don't want to know the existence of any other characters in the movie, then yeah, this video will spoil that for you. I'm not going to spoil anyone that gets introduced like at the end of the film. Obviously, these are characters that didn't get introduced in the first act, but nevertheless, that could be spoilers for some people. So I just want to be careful and cover my bases because I usually don't talk about big deal movies and big time movies this early in their release. So the theme for the September update is inspired from, of course, we already knew that, Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The legendary master of martial arts will be standing up to his destiny. Will the ruthless mastermind, his father, Mandarin, will the ruthless mastermind's manipulation be able to bend his progeny to his will? Please look forward to the Marvel Studios Shang-Chi and Legendary Ten Rings inspired update that will be coming soon. It says down there. Keep in mind that, one, there's no live stream tonight. You just want to hammer that in. There's no live stream tonight. The live stream is tomorrow. Today is Labor Day in the US and Canada and other parts of the world, possibly. I don't know. But yeah, so I also said in another video that I didn't know if Canada celebrates Labor Day. They do. So yeah, so there's gonna be patch notes tomorrow or tonight in about, I don't know, 15-16 hours, something like that. And then we'll have the patch notes going into the live stream tomorrow night, which should be in about 36 hours from now. So pretty interesting stuff. However, the thing I want to talk about, there's two things I want to talk about. Of course, we always have to gush. Gush. We're gushers. Sounds weird. We got to gush about the artwork. It's absolutely incredible. They do such a good job. It's really good. Shang-Chi looks amazing. He looks like Simu Liu, but more angry and super buff. Look at those muscles coming through his outfit. His outfit looks amazing. Very close to what you see in the actual movie. And they're able to achieve this just by pulling off of the trailers. That's the craziest thing, guys. Remember, these looks and the skills that they're based on will be, only based on the trailers. They're not given any advanced information because the update itself can't have any spoilers. If there are coincidences, then that's just a coincidence. And we have seen coincidences in the past, but like if you look at the Endgame, how they thought Endgame was gonna happen with Iron Man and Captain America and Captain Marvel beating up Thanos and then Tony taking the glove. It's not that dissimilar, right? It's not that dissimilar, but that was a pure coincidence based on just the trailers. So yeah, we're getting some really good looks. Tony Leung looks amazing as well as Mandarin, like the villain. I think he's gonna steal the show. He might steal the update. He definitely almost stole the movie. He does such an amazing job as an actor, and he's such a good villain. He's like a Thanos level villain where he's not generic at all. He's not one-dimensional at all. And you do sympathize with him on some level. You do sort of understand his situation, sort of like with Thanos, right? He's not, we were like, of course you could just snap and provide twice the resources instead of snapping away half of the universe, but providing twice the resources doesn't actually solve the problem because of the distribution of resources. But if you snap away half of the population, including half of all of the super powerful and the super poor, then that could balance the scales more evenly. So people sort of, was Thanos right? Obviously he's not right, but I'm just saying there's some sympathy to be had. Whereas, you have a more one-dimensional villain like Malekith, right? He's just there to commit evil, or Red Skull. There's no nuance to the Red Skull. He's just evil, but there's definitely a lot of nuance to Tony Leung's character, and the choreography is amazing in the movie. He does such an amazing job, not only with the 10 rings, but the martial arts as well. Like, the movie doesn't lean on the power of the rings so much that it makes everything else meaningless. So if you're like a diehard martial arts fan and you're not necessarily a fan of the MCU, this movie is still an amazing movie to watch. The martial arts are dope. It's obviously not the best martial arts movie of all time, but it marries the two subjects together so well, and it puts Finn Jones in a coffin 10 feet deep. Okay, so now that I've rambled on long enough about how amazing this is and how cool it's gonna look when it's in the game. I'm so excited. And again, you got to see the movie to fully understand, and you got to listen to the soundtrack on Spotify because it's so good. I promise. Trust me, this is not a sponsored video, but yeah, I just really like it. So the thing that people are sort of wondering about, curious about, maybe concerned about, you could say, is that Katie is the character that's featured over there. Now, because of the blurriness of that little icon that we saw from that Korean poster, it's tough to say whether Katie is the one on the icon, but there is another female character in the movie. So I'm gonna pull up the two characters here, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about, because there's Katie here. This is actually a perfect picture right here. So there's actually two characters. There's Katie, and then there is Shang-Chi's sister, and I don't remember her name at the moment, so I'm not gonna try and pronounce it because I don't want to goof it up. But yeah, so you've got Katie, and you've got his sister. So that's Shang-Chi, that's Katie, his friend, played by Awkwafina, and then we've got Shang-Chi's sister. Now, again, it's a small spoiler, I guess, but if you couldn't tell, she's a more potent opponent. She's a far stronger combatant than Katie is, right? Katie is just a normal North American woman, whereas Shang-Chi's sister was sort of raised the way that Shang-Chi was. So, and again, you could probably tell by the outfit. And again, if you've seen any of the trailers, you also know that she has fighting prowess, or whatever. So yeah, that's what people are worried about right now, or sort of wondering about. Does this mean that we're not going to be getting her as a playable character? Because I have to tell you that she is super badass. Not Katie, Shang-Chi's sister is super duper badass, and we would be missing out on a big time piece if we don't get her in the game. So hopefully this is just a matter of the key art not having enough space to hold, and they wanted to just keep it this way because of the way that it flows with the rings, and you sort of see one ring behind each character, especially with the halo effect going on for Shang-Chi specifically. I think it just looks cool and balanced, and if you were to insert a fourth character, it would sort of throw off that balance. I like the fact that sometimes the key art has 3 characters, has 4 characters, has 5 characters. We've seen that with Defenders, we've seen that with Black Order, whatever. But yeah, I don't really have an explanation for you other than she better be in the game, because otherwise it's going to be a huge bummer. It's like having a Defenders update without Luke Cage, or having a Defenders update without Daredevil or Jessica Jones or Iron Fist. Like you got to have all of these characters because they're all integral, and they're all really badass. So yeah, that's sort of the thing. And again, if you haven't guessed, it's sort of obvious once you see any set photos of the movie. But yeah, obviously Katie isn't going to, she wasn't like an archery master before, like at the beginning of the movie, so to speak. So I'm trying not to say anything that could be construed as a spoiler, but being born and raised in this environment versus experiencing this environment halfway through, you want to see both of those things. So yeah, we'll keep it at that, but hopefully, really hope that she's going to be in the movie in the game, because she's amazing in the movie, and otherwise we'd be missing out on a pretty big piece of things, and it wouldn't be that cool. So with that being said, I have spoken for about 10 minutes on an image, which I think is pretty impressive, and the image is pretty dope. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I don't really have anything else to say about it. We'll have to wait and see how the skills look, and obviously like how they impact. If there's a new game mode, there's going to be a new legendary battle, almost guaranteed, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe we get 4 characters, maybe we get more than 4 characters. It's definitely possible. Again, if you've seen the trailers, there's a bus scene, there's a villain in the bus scene. I don't want to spoil too much, but the villain in the bus scene could be a playable character. There's a couple of other options, right? There are still more options for potential characters. If you've seen another scene where these 2 characters are in a cage match, there's another possibility. That's not necessarily for a new character, but for new uniforms, etc. Don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, it's looking to be a great update, possibly legendary, if it ticks all the boxes and it hits all the notes. So hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of the key art, Remember, there's no live stream tonight for the update, so it'll be tomorrow. And then standard thing, I'm going to cover the patch notes tomorrow in the morning. And then tomorrow night, I'll be streaming at the same time as the live stream to cover all of the, new pieces of information that we get. And then later tomorrow night, tomorrow's going to be jam-packed. It's going to be patch notes, then Cage and Kim live stream, then the actual update after the maintenance is over. So if you're an MFF fan, tomorrow is like the big day. At least I'm framing it from the point of view of someone living on the East Coast. It may actually be it might be 2 days for people in Europe and Asia. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the patch note video. Take care.